Hi, and welcome back to Cat Run Figures. I'm your host, Caitlin, and today we are going to be reviewing Detective Comics issue 948, and this is the introduction to the Batwoman Begins storyline. So before we start off, I just want to point how beautiful this cover is. Gloriousness. But anywho, jumping right on into it, we get to see a look back into the early stages of Batwoman's career as a vigilante. And the first several months she spent basically just stalking Batman, trying to learn as much from him as she could, and how challenging that is. And I gotta tell you, the art throughout this entire story is so beautiful, and I love the dynamic at the early stages between her and her father, dealing with whether or not she's learned as much from Batman as she can, or if it's something to hold on to, something to hope to continue on with. But the real question here is, what can Batwoman do that Batman can't? And at the beginning of the story, she doesn't know the answer to that. So we get to see Gotham City now, and Batwoman is called in by Batman to go into the Argus evacuation site, that something's happened. Yet Batman doesn't want to involve the rest of the team. So she shows up into the quarantined area. If you remember the Night of the Monster Men, then you'll know exactly what's going on here. But we get to see a carcass of one of the larger monsters. And her response is, what, did it move? Says no. And she's just thankful because it was hard enough to take down the first time. However, a number of birds have been feeding off of the carcass of this dead monster, and whenever that happens, they mutate into these gnarly beasts right there. So we get to see a little bit of a fight between the bats and these monsters, and it's all good because the cavalry has returned. And we now get to meet Dr. Victoria October, who I believe is the first transgender character in the Batman storyline. I've heard that. Don't quote me on it, but I believe she's the first ever one. But I gotta tell you, that white streak and her demeanor, she reminds me a lot of Cruella de Vil. Especially when you first see her with the walking stick. Well, yeah, it's a walking stick. But yeah, just her demeanor, the way she carries herself. And you're going to tell me, like, this face right here, that she's not going to end up being a villain later on. And the fact that she's calling the quarantined area Monster Town. And she's so cheerful about it. Well, she tells the bats a bit more about the work she's doing in her evil lair. Yes, she calls it an evil lair. So if you didn't think she was evil before, she just said evil lair. So, maybe. However, she's going through what is happening to all the wildlife that ends up infecting themselves with the corpses of these monsters, and how challenging it is to keep all of that contained. However, we also find out that a member of the colony has broken in and is attempting to steal quite a bit of information and materials. So we get to see this guy. And of course, Batwoman and Batman both rush out to challenge him, exclaiming that the colony is not welcome here. Not welcome in Gotham. And his response is, when they need someone, they don't send an army. They send him. And we get to see a little bit of a perspective from him. It says, new programming detective, override security protocols, new targets are Batman and Batwoman. So The next part of the storyline is going to be called War Criminal, and I gotta tell you, the art throughout, very strong. I loved the story overall. Detective Comics has just been knocking it out of the park. I'm excited to see the new Batwoman book that's coming out next month. And I know this is the first introduction to that storyline. That's why Marguerite Bennett has been brought onto this book for at least a few issues. I'm pretty excited about that. I love Bennett's work. And I'm really excited. I really love this. So give me a like if you like this video. Comment below and tell me what some of your favorite parts were of this comic. Did you pick up this cover as well? There was another one, but this was just so strong. I had to get it. Yeah, so subscribe to my channel for more comic book content, or check out any of my older videos I have up for offer here on Cat Run Figures. And until next time, I'm your host, Caitlin. Bye!